excited about this role in part because Radcliffe feels like home to me. As a scholar who has devoted her career to interdisciplinary study, I fully and enthusiastically embrace Radcliffe's mission, which is to bring scholars together across disciplinary boundaries, across professional areas. I can remember my own experience there when I'm an historian, I'm a constitutional scholar. I'm working on a project, though, that requires me, as a matter of my own methodology, to essentially tell stories. And one of the most rewarding parts of the community that I found at Radcliffe was learning about storytelling from the perspective of, say, a novelist or a poet. Or someone who was directing a play. It's that kind of cross-fertilization that I think is uniquely available at Radcliffe, and I'm really excited to not only be a part of that community, but to have the privilege of leading Radcliffe. I had the privilege of being among the first African American students to attend desegregated schools in my district. I was able to observe, to experience what you might call the promise and the peril of our nation's experiment with school desegregation. Very important, life-changing for me, and it's that experience of understanding that there were lawyers, there were judges who really stood up for me and so many other students and changed their lives, created pathways of opportunity where there had been none. Some of the people that I think about who inspire me, people like Charles Hamilton Houston, one of the great graduates of Harvard Law School, Thurgood Marshall, Constance Baker Motley. These are people who sacrificed, but also are models for how to use one's intellect in the service of others. Law is foundational to every other discipline in some way, to our public policy, to the way that we live. And that's true of law in the schools or law in relation to the healthcare system or the criminal justice system. I have been, for a very long time, interested in the relationship between law and society on matters of equality and opportunity. And I do hope that that perspective as well will inform Radcliffe in any number of ways, from the scholars that we bring onto campus, to the conversations that we have, to our commitments to the broader community. In every challenging time, there's great opportunity. And I think that Radcliffe has a great opportunity in this moment to continue its role as a convener, bringing people together to talk about issues of the day, whether it's leadership, climate change, or social change, the social determinants of health, citizenship. There are any number of matters that I think Radcliffe can do a great job of bringing people together and really trying to build some consensus. I am driven by the example of my own parents, who grew up in the Deep South under Jim Crow, and who imparted to me the values of hard work, the pursuit of education, but at the same time, it wasn't enough for them if I, their own daughter, achieved a measure of success. They taught me to give back, to serve, and that value of serving the community is very much a part of who I am, and it speaks to why I'm interested in and excited about the role as the new leader of Radcliffe.